What was your observation about Iowa and our corn and our beans versus out where you're at?
So you guys plant like in the ditch practically, which is crazy. There's no ditches right up to buildings. Like you can't even walk between the building and the row of corn. I don't know. Like that's talent. That is an amazing operator right there. That's not even GPS. That's like amazing. And you plant right up to people's yards. There's no, some people I don't even think have a yard because it's like, here's my question. Does that one extra row or two of corn really make that much more money that it's the difference between having a yard and not?
Well,
every bushel, Dad. Come on.
Bushel counts. But the other thing is, and I can attest to this, I am of the generation that I grew up having to mow all that yard. And unfortunately, our farmstead, the way it's situated, like you can't farm away the yard. But if I could, I think I would because I'm so tired of mowing. I'm like, I don't know where.
We mow like 10 acres. We mow about 10 acres and I love it. Like I don't love the mowing part. Yep. It's not so bad now that we have a zero turn. But I love the way it looks. Like it is. Yes. That is one thing you guys do have. The people that do have yards and not corn stalks, even the corn stalks are very straight and clean.
Oh yeah.
But the yards are amazing. Amazing. It's like they all mowed for us. Like, oh, Mary Jo's coming. Everybody mow today.
Yep.
And so when she drives by tomorrow, there's not one blade of grass that's too long.
My dad had a saying every time that we would, well, two things. One, he would say, never hurts to have company because it's the only time you got everything tidied up. And then every time we got done, he'd go, well, it doesn't make any money, but it sure looks nice. And I'm like, yeah.
Mowing after the fact is the best part, the satisfaction.
Yeah.
Doing it, it's just tedious. That's the hard part about it. But
I actually have, I love to see like, I mowed the other day before I left. And my husband is just like, oh, we got to mow. I'm like, we mowed 4 days ago. I think we can go another day or two.
Yep.
No, we got to get that mowed. And he doesn't watch podcasts, so I can totally lie. But he sets it on 4, and I'm like, that is way too high. And I move it down.
That is
now I'm like, then I don't have to mow as much.
Those are fighting words there. You start messing with the height.
And you know what, though? I didn't move it back the other day, so he's going to know. Anyway, but I am, so it's just gratifying to see, like, you know, and our yard is basically pasture turned into a yard. It's really rough, and we have so much, I think it's sweet clover coming in, and it's just like, and I needed to get it mowed down so you didn't see the yellow. So.
Nobody messes with my number 4.
Yeah, you don't want to mess. Don't mess with the thermostat, and don't mess with the mower height.
That's right.
With torque.
That's right.
Or else the stick's coming out.
I feel heard.
So if you get that mad though, nobody can mow except you.
Exactly. That's wisdom right there.
Well,
that's
I
why
let other people mow.
I will make sure. He just wants it mowed at 4 because it's so hilly, and then I tend to shave a little dirt off on.
You're just trying to
hills,
level it out.
And then he's like, "Well, now I got to sharpen the blades." And I said, "But I just shaved it off, so next time we can go to 3 1/4 or whatever it is. So we should be fine, right? I shaved it off."
I think we could just kiss off the rest of this topic, and we could just literally talk about this, and I could vent a lot just off of this.
You got some pent-up anger about mowing here.
But we probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where people can find out more about what you're doing, and kind of we'll go big picture to start with, like what you're doing today, what your business is and what it's about.
So I am obviously from North Dakota. I was raised on a farm ranch operation. My dad was a purebred breeder for 30 years and a Charolais breeder. So what happened to the Charolais market is crashed, right?
Yep.
And so dispersed everything, and then he just started farming. My brother came home. Well, he was farming anyway, but started farming more. My brother came home, and so now they farm together. Well, separate but together. You
Yep.
know, how most people do it. And so when I was introduced to the infinite banking concept in 2010. And when I heard about that concept, I knew immediately, like, this is exactly what farmers need because they're so reliant on the banks.
Yep.
Farmers told me I was a moron, didn't know what I was talking about because I don't understand the numbers, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, well, then I'm going to write a book and make you read it. And I'm not talking to you unless you read the book. And so hence how the book came about, because I had no plans to write a book. I am not a writer. I did not do well in English. And so you hire people that do. This is why people with good grades are
Why find an editor?
That's how you get an A right
I
there.
was not the one with the good grades.
Yeah.
And so then I wrote Farming Without the Bank, started helping farmers. The farmers are like, hey, my kid doesn't farm. Can you write a book for non-farmers? Not that it's any different.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, I suppose. So then I wrote Life Without the Bank. And here we are today, helping farmers and non-farmers get away from the banking system.
Okay.
So how do you get away? What's the infinite banking system?
So
Talk
the infinite
about-
banking concept is there's essentially two parts to it. One, it's a concept that a lot of people miss. It's a thought process about money that we are not taught. And so we really think about money that you have to have cash. You should buy everything with cash. There's a thought process out there that you go buy rental properties and passive income, right? And I know that, Sawyer, you look at some of that stuff. And when I was your age, I was all about Robert Kiyosaki and passive income. And I'm like, but where am I supposed to be making this money? Like, where does this compound interest come from? Where does that exist? And I could not find it. And so the other piece of the infinite banking concept is the whole life insurance, that we can use it to buy the rental properties, use it to buy the farm ground, use it to start businesses, but our money doesn't leave the account. So we have the uninterrupted compound interest and we get to go do all those other things. So it really becomes the and asset instead of the or asset, which is what your 401ks, IRAs, all those things are.
What led you to that? Like, what was the process that you came and found this and were like, this is something?
Ironically, somebody local was doing it, and he needed somebody to manage his office. And I was a PNC agent at the time. And I said, I hate life insurance. I don't want anything to do with it, but how much are you going to pay me? And then he tried to explain it, and he just does a horrible job at it, which is why I'm not with him anymore. But he did just a horrible. I was like, what are you doing? Forex trading? Like, what are you doing? Because I had already, for years, I was reading Robert Kiyosaki, penny stocks. Like, I was all about money, right? I was going to make money.
Yep.
I was going to manage my money, but I just couldn't find like that thing. And so then he handed me Nelson Nash's book, Becoming Your Own Banker. And I went home and I read that, and I did not understand the back half of the book because it was all life insurance numbers. And I didn't understand illustrations. I didn't sell life insurance. I was not life insurance licensed because I hated it. I would give all the life insurance business to another agent in the office.
Just so you didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, because I'm like, this is dumb. Why would I want life insurance? But the front of the book was all about the concept. Parkinson's law, Willie Sutton's law, like all the... And in the first page, maybe it's the first page of Nelson's book. He talks about if you take all the money in the world and you divide it equally, within 3 short years, the rich will remain rich and the poor will remain poor. And it will all just shift. And my dad and uncle would talk about that all the time. And I'm like, that's exactly what my dad and uncle talk about. That is so crazy. And so he had me because of the thought process aligned, but the numbers, I was like, I don't know what any of that means. And so I found it I just found what I was looking for, it just showed up.
So you were working for that guy, and
Yeah, I lasted there 6 weeks.
but then, so it's one thing, you found this and you were like, this is a great concept and I can make this work. But it's one thing to do something like that in your own personal life for what you're doing. What pushed you that you're like, I gotta I got to share this with the world.
Because I just knew it was the thing. Like, so I'm just kind of a natural sharer of things. Like, I just kind of have a big mouth. And so if I'm excited about it, everybody's going to know. Like, everybody. You know, I mean, if you guys listen to my podcast, I'm like, oh my God, meat vending machines, rental properties, Airbnbs, like I'm sharing it all because I'm excited about it. People, I mean, I talk to hundreds of people a year. I think last year I had 300 one-on-one meetings, but that's not including people that are emailing me or I'm going to a farm show or doing a seminar or something, you know. When you hear what people are doing out there, like flower gardens, like things like that are making money, everything excites me. And so I share it. So it was just I did not even leave the building. I was in the hallway out to the front door and I was already calling people and being like, have you heard about this? This is unbelievable. I don't know. I think they might be going to jail, but this is crazy. Because I really honestly thought these people were going to jail. Because I had just done some Forex trading and that guy had just got thrown in prison.
Oh, wow.
For not having his securities and whatever. Was he actually money laundering? Nah, I don't know. You know, when you find something that's successful, the government's going to come in and throw your ass in jail, and then they'll just leave everybody
Sort it out
else.
afterwards.
They'll just leave Nancy Pelosi and all the others to do what they do illegally, and it's okay.
Yep.
So was he actually doing anything illegal? I don't know. However, I had just gotten out of that, and so I was like, there's no way that this is legal. So I immediately went to the secretary or the North Dakota Insurance Department's website, and on there it said cash value of life insurance can be used. And I was like,
yeah.
what? Still didn't believe it. Took my life insurance license, and they had questions on the test about it.